Perfectly the year I can't remember. I'm not anymore so young that I can remember, so many years ago. I think approximately it was end of 50s, beginning on 60s, something like, yeah, so approximately. Now, I only remember when I heard first time Mahler, I was so impressed. I was like in heaven. Even that I was very young, I was still, I think I was studying in the music school or already in conservatorium, I can't say perfectly. But it made such big impression on me that I was, absolutely, in heaven, and I understood this genius, great composer, and some way, I can say, then when you are young, that you always say it's my composer. So I would say the Mahler immediately was from the beginning. So this feeling, it's my composer. So I had big love immediately, and it never disappeared. It was, of course, people didn't know much about him, didn't hear much. One of the first conductors who really introduced was my teacher in St. Petersburg, or that time Leningrad, who taught in conservatorium, Professor Rabinovich, and he did Mahler symphonies with student orchestras and even with radio orchestra. And of course, one of them was Kirill Kondrashin, who, of course, was one of the leading conductors who really liked Mahler very much and was one of the first who conducted and invented, if you can say so, not invented, but really made it more popular in Russia. It was him, and he did it very well. And he said that the Lied von der Erde, this would be the piece which he would like, to take with him in heaven. Lied von der Erde, it was Shostakovich's word. This told me Slava Rostropovich. I always feel that in Mahler's symphonies and in Shostakovich's symphonies, for me always is here Mahler himself, and here is Shostakovich himself. And within society, or struggling, or or enjoying, or whatever, and the same Shostakovich in this society, and is here there. So I think in this sense, like somehow I have these associations. And secondly, of course, I think the forms which used both composers, quite often they were similar, and way of emotional expression many times very similar. Secondly, both very excellent orchestra instruments and what you can get out from them. He, in his music, embrace all world, everything. It's universe, it's nature, it's human being, it's tragic, it's a sarcasm, it is love, it is a hate, it is struggling. I think everything what exists in our world is in there. Therefore, I think every individual gets some bridge to something from his music, or in his music. One this, one more, one less. But so it's like in mirror. You look and you look, oh my God, here I find I find something which is very close and common to me. And this, I think, I don't pretend I'm right, but I think this is why he is so beloved, and everywhere it's an event when you hear Mahler symphony. For me, as conductor, it is very important to know the life, to know what Mahler said, what he wrote, how was his mood, what is it, for me. And it's not only Mahler. I would say it's my way or my method, how I prepare all, generally my pieces. When I conduct Beethoven, I conduct, I don't know, Shostakovich or Bartok, it doesn't matter. I need, time to emerge in the world of the composer. Of course, we all, I think, were in beginning incredibly influenced by Leonard Bernstein. And think it's normal. He was a greatest, one of the greatest and such wonderful personality and incredible man. And of course, he conducted this Mahler with such passion and everything, emotional. And of course, we were very, very influenced by him. But later, when I become older and grow up, I see that, oh, I don't say that I don't like or criticize, but I see I perhaps go a little sometimes different direction. Of course, Mahler's music is such complex and such emotional and and provocates in good sense you to exaggerations. So that of course is very dangerous. For example, Nazar could say it's completely different, but again, exaggeration is very dangerous by Tchaikovsky. Because the composer wrote so many, so much feelings from heart, ritenuto so. And if you then start, to exaggerate, then you destroy the music. You must go more classical way. And my father always used to say very good words, which I never forget. He said, never put, please, sugar to honey. It's too sweet. I must tell you, I analyze this, but I don't take word for word. I must tell honesty. I try, of course, to follow, but sometimes for example, like this, he writes noch in vier taktieren, and for example, I go in two. And this is following thing. If it doesn't destroy the tempo relationship, or let's say accelerando or ritenuto, or the generally tempo, actually, if conducting 2 and 4, sometimes is not big difference. Mostly it is if it's for orchestra, more suits better, they understand. And sometimes you need, let's say, to conduct in 6, when you have lam, pap da bam, papapar, yeah, little to help, or you conduct in 3. Depends of the orchestra. And so, but in general, you have your tempo. So these are not something main things which you really should so much take care. Of course, the same is like he writes, if you translate it, Italienisch poco a poco accelerando, but he writes allmählich here, yeah, stuff. So, of course, you try to follow this, definitely. And, of course, he as conductor very well knew where is the danger that conductor can start to exaggerate. There he wrote these marks and said, be careful here. And could be that he himself felt that he wants to exaggerate and say, oh, no, as conductor, but as a composer, I will not, let's write this down. I would not discuss about his view and interpretation and his, concepts. I would more perhaps ask him specific things. Like I said, why here you write, for example, glissando, I hear not. It's the same function of music. Do you have something very special or not? Or sometimes I know that, yeah, it was, so should be, because you understand the logic. But there are many things. But then I'm sorry, by the interview, then you need really now to take score and start to show examples. And there are many, how I said, they just did in December, Second Symphony, it always. Because I like study score very, very properly. And then for me, it's always many questions, which is actually interesting and good and makes very exciting. I think he wanted to express this all, questions which in one way, almost I think every human being one day is asking. If the person is intelligent, it's all interesting. If the person wants only drink and eat, okay, then you don't are interested. But he was highly intelligent man with a very, very rich inside. Of course, he raised enormous questions. Even if there is a life after our death or not. It's an incredible question which you can't answer. You can believe this or not, but I ask myself, sometimes. It's so, and such questions, and such 1,000 of questions, and I think he just some kind tried to raise this, but I don't think he wanted to solve them. Even that you can say auferstehing, okay, but I'm not sure that he 100% really believes that we will be auferstehen. Really, that we ask him. But he raised this, and perhaps to introduce us as possibility.